Hello folks, and welcome to this little Baywatching detour, courtesy of some helpful viewers who informed me of this video's existence. This is about a season or two behind, since it heavily features Nicole Eggert and David Charvet, but I still feel it's very worth highlighting that this ever existed. So, in 1993, Baywatch teamed up with Sega, of all things, to create a free water safety video for children in the UK, because apparently video games and swimming go hand in hand? And because their most popular and water-related game they had at the time was Echo the Dolphin, we periodically cut to game footage throughout the whole frantically edited spectacle. This was during a time when kids' entertainment, even edutainment, was very focused on just continually throwing out motion and noise, and this is the most random, chaotically pieced together mess I've ever seen for a video that apparently was distributed to schools. But I hope at least some kids were able to retain the tips, because there's some legitimately useful advice buried in here. So here are two things I'm definitely an expert on: Echo the Dolphin, and popular UK presenters from the early 90s. I know next to nothing about Echo, who does indeed make an appearance with our Baywatch stars.
So don't go away, we gotta feed Echo, but we'll be right back.
So I took this opportunity to educate myself by taking a look at the wiki page. The player character is a bottlenose dolphin who travels through time to combat hostile extraterrestrials in Earth's oceans and on an alien spacecraft. Alright, Sega, fine. Going further into the hole, I see it also includes Atlantis, and was inspired by Pink Floyd music and John C. Lilly's experiments into psychotropic drugs. So basically, it's a weirdo game. A weird game. But I mean, it can't be any stranger than anything contained in this instructional video. At the same time, it's also an extremely challenging bestseller, so I'm sure I'm gonna get a lot of comments about this. Look guys, I review Baywatch for a living. Don't be surprised that I'm not that familiar with the time travel dolphin game that came out when I was 3. The game, from what I gather, is sort of a dreamlike, trippy experience, so you can imagine how well the clips gel with the insane sugar-high, soda-chugging, pixie stick nightmare world the rest of the Sega portions entail.
Oh, coming up! Still with us?
Don't go it alone.
Joining Echo is host of the Sega segments Stephen O'Donnell, aka The Barber, who won't stop for 2 seconds for anything to register because Sega is extreme.
And on today's show, we tell you all about the water safety code. 5 points, all important, so watch this. 1!
I think I understood about 5% of what he said. The water tips specifically related to the UK are handled by the UK Chris Evans, because I guess the UK has their own Chris Evans, host of popular programs such as The Big Breakfast. Before I proceeded, I wanted to make sure there were no scandals involved here, like him committing murder or something, and I'm happy to say either his record's alright, or he's committed the perfect crime.
Jumping into clear deep water is great. But imagine this.
Well, you got me there. That would not be ideal. But who cares about any of that? The important part is Baywatch, and that's the glue that holds this whole beautiful thing together. This includes an obligatory wraparound by Hasselhoff.
Hi, I'm David Hasselhoff from the TV series Baywatch, and I'm here to tell you some very exciting news.
And the majority of the Lifeguard stuff being presented by Summer and Eyebrows, who are sometimes David Charvet and Nicole Eggert.
Hey, Summer.
Hey Matt, how's it going? Hi, I'm Nicole Eggert.
And I'm David Charvet from the TV series Baywatch.
If it sounds deliciously baffling, you aren't wrong. I hope you got a good chuckle out of this guy randomly showing up for 2 seconds and making a face, because that's gonna happen a lot. Though not as much as they throw to the Baywatch theme song, because it's played approximately 10,000 times in 20 minutes.
Welcome to the team.
It's almost as cool as the floating skull man. I'm scared because of how edgy he is.
And now, the mega movie.
That's right, we're watching Star Crash. Eat it, Royal Life-Saving Society.
Now, I know what you're thinking. Mitch is a lifeguard. What does he know about being a PI?
One thing you'll notice is that Echo the dolphin, being water-based, is the only possible connecting element to this water safety video. But damn it if they aren't going to try their best to shoehorn him in.
You know, I like to think of a lifeguard as the closest a human can get to being a dolphin.
Yes, that's what I'd like to think, but I don't, because that's a silly thing to say. Apparently the premise is that the Royal Life-Saving Society, who is behind this whole thing, is putting together a boring educational video, which is then pirated by Sega, who proceed to give the same safety tips anyway? I guess they're pirating in the name of coolness? I mean, I don't really get it, but at least they're using their powers for good. This is intertwined with a narrative following our audience proxy, rookie lifeguard Binky, as he learns the do's and don'ts of water protocol. This is, of course, because Hasselhoff and the Baywatch gang are looking for some upstart rookies in the UK, and Binky might just be their guy. I mean, get a load of this reaction.
So I heard we have a new rookie.
Yeah, I heard about him.
Oh, yeah?
Hey, look, that must be him right now.
Oh, yeah, what a cute little guy. How about that?
How about that indeed? Somewhere, did we somehow lose our ability to act?
Oh no, I'm uncovering a repressed memory about an acting class I once took. There was so much blood.
Ho ho ho. Also, this is a dream. The plot is surprisingly complicated. What follows is your standard safety video, reiterating the same few tips in several different ways.
Even dolphins need air to stay alive.
That's what you think.
In Britain, most drownings take place in rivers, ponds, lakes, and reservoirs. But you can also drown in your bath.
You can drown in your bath. He said it.
Well, that was typical of something you would see all the time.
Some of these may seem obvious, but of course this is to educate children, and I think that's an admirable cause. I gotta imagine this helped one or two kids. They were about to make a horrible water-based mistake, and then they remembered their good pals Echo, Matt, and Summer, and crisis was averted. Good on you, Royal Life-Saving Society, Sega, and Baywatch, the true dream team.
Thanks for listening to us.
Awful bold of you to presume that, David. And with that, things wrap up, and the video surprisingly seemed to forget all about Binky's plot. According to the Hoff, he's still in training. Whether or not that's in the dream world, we'll have to decide for ourselves. I find this video fascinating, and you should give it a watch. It's definitely one of the most 90s things ever, and it does have some good tips for the water. I didn't expect anything different, because that's the power of Baywatch. Your save, rookie lifeguard potential. And I'll see you folks on Baywatch Nights. Next time on Baywatch Nights, in a definite non-tonal shift from this, Ryan goes undercover as a phone sex operator. Don't wig out.